We have a new president, and his name is not John Cena. It's Donald Trump. Um, this is going to be very interesting because if you guys remember anything about 2016 all the way up until 2020, there was a lot of division. A lot of people were angry. Trump was saying some very, very inflammatory statements. So if he's going to govern anything like that, every single news outlet that reports on him is going to have higher ratings than The Apprentice. No kidding, man. I noticed another thing that a lot of people are afraid that we have someone like Donald Trump in office. And I have to say, man, like, there really isn't much that you can do about that now. I mean, if you're not religious, I mean, I think it's a good time to turn to God now and pray that like Donald Trump doesn't press any red buttons. But no kid, dude. Like for reals, man. I empathize with those people because Donald Trump doesn't exactly have the best resume. I don't even think that resume will get him hired at a part-time at McDonald's. When you attempt to try to stop a steal, and then you have to have all of the Congress members hide in a bunker, yo, man. People are definitely afraid when you have something like that on your resume. And just to make it clear, there hasn't been any evidence that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump. Because if you believe that, then you might as well believe that this one was also stolen. Why is it that you believe that this one is correct if the system is corrupt? So I don't know, man. Like it's something to really think about. You can't just sit there and say that, it's a stolen election. If, they decided to give this election to Donald Trump. And honestly, it does kind of bother me because, for 4 years, you guys are talking about that, the system's corrupt, but then when your candidate gets elected, all of a sudden, oh yeah, no, that was a fair process. It's like, to me, that indicates to me that you never really cared whether the system was rigged or not. You just cared that your candidate lost, which is a totally normal reaction, but holy crap, to blame the system and call it corrupt? To me, those are very loaded words and very powerful words that help someone create the image of someone manipulating the variables to ensure that their candidate ends up winning. But as you guys know, that wasn't the case because obviously Mike Pence, who was definitely on the opposition side, he didn't speak up against the system being corrupt. And here's the thing, I don't know all the details of this entire situation, but when you have people out in front of the Capitol talking about hang Mike Pence, that starts to make me question, who's the crazy ones here? Because I would never think about wanting to do that to an American. So I don't blame the people who are a nervous wreck talking about like, man, I think this is really it for democracy. No, I empathize with them because after seeing stuff like that, I can totally understand that side. And Trump isn't exactly known for his research and analytical skills. Whenever he takes a look at information, he always believes it at face value. He never questions it. And you know that he has a track record of doing that because every single time there's new information about him or a certain situation, he just believes it. Like the whole, the immigrants eating cats and dogs. He didn't even do research into that. But you know what's crazy though? He acts just like a regular person because any person would just take a look at information without reading it and just assume that it's true. That's why fallacies, biases, and heuristics exist because people do them. And Trump is no different. It seems like he is definitely vulnerable to his own psychological biases. And honestly, that's fine with me, man. Everybody's vulnerable. Even I am as well. I try to be as aware as possible, but obviously not everybody's going to have, that much awareness. Not saying that I have all the awareness and that there's none left for people, but yeah, no, like, everybody to each their own, So this is going to be a very interesting presidency for sure. I'm looking forward to see what Trump is going to do this time because apparently he's coming in with like a whole new perspective. He has new experiences and he wants to apply them. If you guys are nervous about 2025, Project 2025, I just want to go ahead and say that these are all just suggestions. This is not a Hitler handbook, okay? I just want to go ahead and let you guys know that, okay? He's not going to be able to implement every single policy in that book, okay? Those are just suggestions from companies, and he'll look through that book, and then he'll determine which ones he wants to implement. So, yeah, I just kind of want to just go ahead and just kind of touch up on this. It was a really fast election. I didn't really expect it to end this fast, but, man, it was pretty much at this point, it was just kind of a blowout. And you know what? I'm actually very curious to know what Obama thinks about this because he was the one who declared on Twitter that, this is going to take a couple of days, but obviously that wasn't the case. This was pretty much a landslide. People who voted MAGA, you guys, I know for a fact you guys are celebrating tonight. And then, of course, for the people who voted Kamala, I know what it's like to be in that situation where you really truly wanted a candidate to be the one to be elected, and to think that the other candidate is a fascist. I know how scary that can be. Guys, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know, like, just take a step back, okay? Just get away from this. The only way that you could have prevented this was just, not thinking about the other candidate in a state like that, where like he's a potential fascist. It's all about preventative measures, and unfortunately, I know how the media can be. I know how content creators can be. So just this time, try to take a step back and just relax. Don't worry about this stuff. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to just go ahead and give a couple of my thoughts. This isn't really a formal video. I just thought that it was pretty interesting that President Donald Trump, what is it called? Elect President Donald Trump. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. But anyways, guys, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. That's all I have for you guys. And yeah, hopefully you look forward to this year.